Are you willing to speak the truth even if it makes other people uncomfortable? I remember being at a crossroads in my life. I was feeling like I was being torn between two roads. One road where I would stay on the path where it was what everyone else wanted from me, and I was betraying my true self. And it was like I was having to fit into a mold that wasn't me. It was like I was a square trying to fit into a round hole. And on the other side, I could step into the unknown, start to connect to my true self, start to listen to this voice that I was getting within that was kind of freaking me out, didn't know what it was, but it was longing for more. It kept longing for more. So this was my crossroads. And that day, I decided to stand up, to open the door into the unknown, and start to connect with myself in a way I had never have before. And so on this video today, I want to share with you how to connect with your true self. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I'm Sarah Evangeline. Welcome to this community. On this channel, we talk all about spiritual awakening, inner child healing, self-development, and I'm so glad that you are here. I'm the founder of the Soul Talk Method. I guide people through an amazing program outside of this where we heal your inner child, deepen your soul awakening and purpose so you can live with peace, fulfillment, abundance, all of it. And so today I want to give some insight into how to connect with yourself, how to listen to your inner voice, and tangible ways that you could start doing that today. If you grew up in an abusive home where you were being belittled, a lot of other stuff was happening to you that was taking away from you being able to speak up for yourself, how do you know who you truly are? If you grew up in a religion that was more damaging than authentic love, how do you know who you truly are? And if you've been in an abusive relationship, either with work or an intimacy partner, how do you know who you truly are? So, to start off this today, I want you to repeat after me. Center yourself, just repeat after me. I will no longer apologize for myself just so that someone else is comfortable. And the last one is, I will no longer fit into a mold that doesn't belong to me just so that I can please someone else. How does that feel in your body that you've said those out loud? You can take time throughout your day just to stop what you're doing, center yourself, and repeat those 3 affirmations. They're really, really going to help you. Just center, remind yourself that you're right on time, you're right at the right place, you're divinely protected, and that you are worthy enough to listen to your own inner voice above all the rest. The reason why this is such a big topic for me is when I realized that I wasn't really listening to my own inner voice, I didn't even know I had an inner voice. You know, everyone was telling me this, and I would gravitate to that. I would chase after love outside of myself because I thought that that was the only way. Like, everything is outside of myself that I need, and we need both. Life is full of duality, but our internal world, I believe, is more important. When we nourish, when we take care of our inner world, when we get in touch with our inner world, it's going to influence the outer world. And so when I started this journey, I realized I didn't even know what my favorite color was. Not truly. You know, I let so many other people influence who I was that I really had to make some hard decisions, go through some challenges, but ultimately it led to the beautiful goal and journey of self-discovery and putting myself first in a divine way I never thought was possible. So that's what I want to do for you today. I hope this either helps root you and anchor you more. I hope this maybe gives you a next step in the direction of where you want to be with your life. And do you know what your favorite color is? Like, let's have some fun today. Comment what your favorite color is below. Make sure it's your favorite color, and then it can start that simple, and then tap into deeper, deeper, deeper as you go throughout this journey. So can you hear your own inner voice? Can you hear your own inner voice? It's always speaking to you. It's your intuition. And at the beginning of this video, I told you that I was in a crossroads. I felt like I was in a crossroads because what was happening to me, even though I wasn't fully aware of it or conscious of it, was my inner voice was coming to life. My inner voice, my soul, that's why I call my program the Soul Talk Method. But my soul was talking to me, and it was asking questions, it was longing, it was pulling me to something. And it felt scary, it felt unknown. But it also was there. It was there with me. And the question that kept coming to me was, is there more to life than just this? There has to be. There has to be more. And it was like, it was pulling me in a direction. I was longing for more. I just didn't know what that was. So that's why I also say it felt terrifying, because I had to step into the unknown. And that's what it is for so many of us, is we have disconnected from ourselves for so long, giving to others, putting our energy to other things telling us who we are, that coming home to ourselves in this way, it can feel really foreign. It can feel like, what the heck am I doing? And so it was unknown to me because I had disconnected from it. So connecting with your true self is also learning to listen to your inner voice. So I'm going to give you some more insight on that in just a moment. But if you have your notepad, take it out. I'm going to give you some tangible tips on how you can connect to your inner voice and true self today. So the first one is just connecting with your inner child, right? This is why I'm so passionate about teaching and guiding people through healing their inner child, because your inner voice is also your inner child. And you have many versions of your inner child still living within you. And so just ask yourself a really simple question. When you were a child, what brought you joy, freedom, and happiness? And then ask yourself, how can I tap into that today? You can tap into that anytime. You can pull that in. That is for you. Go within as to ask yourself that. Let it be beautiful. Let it be light. It doesn't have to be hard. Your inner child is the gateway to your inner voice and connecting to your true self. The next one that I want to point out that I think gets oversighted a lot, and that is, we are nature. We are not separate from nature. And so often we forget that. And I don't know about you, but I love to be barefoot in nature. Even just 5-15 minutes a day can really, really help you connect with who you truly are. And when you realize that we're not separate from nature, we're actually one, everywhere around you, nature, the universe, God is connecting with you. Things are lining up. Things are working out for your highest good. But if we are really not seeing the value in that, and we are letting negative thoughts take over our life, the past take over our life, it will be harder to see that. And so as you're journeying through this, it can be a lot of overwhelm. There can be feeling like you're in the deepest waters sometimes. So if you can go outside and just be in nature for 5 minutes barefoot, you're going to see a difference. Change your value and how you see yourself with nature. So number 3, I want you to look at the ways that you need to forgive yourself. And this can be huge. I teach this inside the Soul Talk Method. When we go through self-forgiveness, it can be incredibly heavy. So feel free to email me. My email's below if you want to talk about that. But forgiveness is huge. The next step, number 4, is just taking an inventory of your social circles. Who do you surround yourself with? This can be huge. When we are people pleasers, when we give to others, what we sometimes can be is a mirror. We adapt to all these people, but they don't align with our values. They don't align with our goals. And I'm not saying you have to cut everyone out. Actually, I'm in a part of my life right now where I'm in an amazing friend circle where we're all very different and we have different beliefs, but we accept each other. And that's a beautiful place that I have gotten to that has been so rewarding, so loving. But it's not always like that when you start your healing journey and when you're learning to listen to your inner voice. And I get it. I have been in a place where I've had to take an inventory. I've had to walk away from friendships that were not serving me, that were bringing me down in so many different ways. But what it did is, you might go through a loneliness period, but what it will also do is you will open up for more aligned friends that actually have your best interest at heart, that don't want to bring you down. All right, and lastly, the last step I have for you guys is just the reminder that you can accept your shadows. You can accept the parts of yourself that have been rejected, maybe by yourself unconsciously. and maybe by others, maybe by caregivers that were supposed to love you. And so accepting our shadows is a huge part of listening to our inner voice. When we can sit in our own darkness, sit in the places of ourselves that are really hard to accept, we will hear the voices that are deep within that are calling out for you to listen to. So start with one of those. I do recommend you start with the first step that I gave, with just asking that question to your inner child. It's light, it's not heavy. Tap into your inner child today, tap into fun. And then I just want to remind you that I teach all of these steps inside of the Soul Talk method. It is your blueprint to heal your inner child, free this part of you. So if you want to book a free assessment call and see if this program's aligned for you, you can fill out the application below, book a call, and I would love to talk about your journey. So before we go today, I just want to share with you what happened when I was at the crossroads of my life, feeling like I could be staying stuck in this mold that people were giving me. It wasn't really me, or I could step into the unknown and listen to my inner voice. So I was actually sitting in class, and I just felt like this is not where I'm supposed to be. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with my life, but this doesn't feel like it's it. And I just sat there and I started visualizing these birds. And I started to want to become this bird, because this bird was free. This bird was full of joy. It was outside of this box that I felt like the mold that I was trying to fit into that was not me. And the girl sitting beside me, we had become friends. She just whispers to me, "Sarah, I think you need to know that God has given you wings that you haven't flown yet." It was just a pivot point in my life that, okay, this is it. This is the breaking point I need. And I just started crying, right? Crying, releasing. My tears were tears of strength in that moment. And even though I did not know what was ahead of me, I had to listen to this inner voice that was longing for more, just didn't know what it was, and it's not about knowing the answers. And so I metaphorically and I also physically opened the door and walked out and was like, this is not for me. I'm listening to this inner voice, whatever it is. And so I really encourage you to ask for help, to speak up. I think that's what took me so long to listen to my inner voice, is I just didn't know how to ask for help. And in that moment, I walked out of that classroom. I went to someone who had become a mentor to me. She actually was in school to become a life coach. And I just broke down with her. And what she was able to give me was a safety place, a place for me to express myself and not feel shame, guilt, or judgment. And she actually did something so beautiful for me in those moments. And instead of asking, or instead of condemning me, instead of judging me, instead of putting me down, she did something that I was incapable of myself to do. And that was, she asked me, "Sarah, what do you want your life to be like?" And again, it's not about knowing the answers. It's about giving your inner voice a space to be expressed so that you journey inward instead of only giving to others. And so now fast forward about 6 years, this is why I've created the Soul Talk method. I want to give people a safety net, a blueprint, a step-by-step guide, so that A, they don't have to do it alone, B, they can have that sacred space where they feel safe to express themselves as they learn and uncover who they truly are. And just so that healing is a journey. It is not an overnight fix. It is not something that you can just do one thing and you're done. And so I really, really want to know how this video resonates with you. I want to know how is your inner voice speaking to you? And if you're listening to this and going, okay, I hear you, and I just don't know how to listen to my inner voice, I want you to do something so simple. Forget everything all the points, just do one thing. And once you end this video, I want you to whisper to yourself, "I hear you. I see you. I give you permission to speak today. I'm listening." Even just speaking that over your soul, your life, your body, your mind, you're activating your inner voice to come forth. It might not happen in that moment. You might not still know, okay, where's my inner voice? But it is there. Know today, have this self-belief that your inner voice is with you. Your inner voice has a message for you today. Okay, so just center yourself. Repeat those affirmations as you go forth today. Know that you're completely loved, taken care of. Subscribe to my channel. It's really going to help the channel grow and you won't miss another valuable lesson. I love giving you guys so much value to take into your life. Let me know how this resonates. Will you let your inner voice speak today? I'm so excited for your journey. I'll talk to you later.